Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome back to the Kop TV. We're still getting over the fact that our goalie, the holy goalie Alisson Becker, has kept us in this Champions League race for fourth place. And the race continues tomorrow night as Liverpool travel to Turf Moor. Not too far, to be honest, not the journey anyway. It's only a half an hour drive from Liverpool to Burnley. Please remember, before we get into this match preview, smash the like button, give us a comment, and of course, subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the road to 5K. And to join me to go through this preview, we've got the one and only man like Darren Whelan, fresh from Dublin. How are we, fella?
Good, yeah, good, Alex. Big up to you, Sky Sports. Yesterday, very good. You conducted yourself brilliantly, and I'm looking forward to this preview because it's. I know it's a bit of a cliche. There's 2 cup finals left, but it really is, isn't it? Tomorrow night and Sunday.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, tonight, in fact, it's Leicester Chelsea, which really Liverpool fans wouldn't care about, but it's a huge game, and whatever happens in that game shouldn't really affect Liverpool because whatever happens, one of those teams will drop points, if not both of them. So really, draw would probably be the best result for Liverpool. You're going to be watching that one tonight?
Yeah, I will. I'll definitely tune in, and I'm hoping it will be a draw, but at the same time, I'm not as interested in it as I probably should be because I know we just need to do the business, and tomorrow was the big one. We got to do it. How many times this season have we seen other teams dropping points and we haven't capitalised? And we just got to do it because Burnley's a huge game. We've only taken 1 point in the last 2 league games against them, and both of those games you really should have won. Robertson scores last season, they equalise, and again a lot of bark, no bite in the game. And back in January, Origi hits the bar. We go in at half-time 0-0. Would have been a different story if he scores, and with all the possession, very dominant, but just wasn't to be. And yeah, I can't wait for it. I think this is probably the toughest, this game and Sunday's game. Them 2 away games, them 2 sides really want to do an overs. And of course, there's fans as well going to Turf Moor tomorrow, so that's going to give them a bit of a boost.
Absolutely, a couple of things to think about before this one. Jamie Lane saying hi, good up. To you, mate. Big up. Mitchell says no ifs, no buts, no coconuts. Fantastic. Because in the title, I have said no ifs, no buts. We need to win. But as Darren mentioned, if we look back at the last 2 games, like he said, 1 point taken out of 2 games. We've not won in 3. That was a 3-0 win at Burnley. Before that, there's a lot of wins for Liverpool in this fixture. The last win for Burnley before the 21st of January this year when they beat us at Anfield was in 2016. So Liverpool do have a great record in this fixture. There's obviously been a lot of years missed out where Burnley haven't been in the Premier League there, but a lot of goals normally scored in this one for Liverpool. Why do you think, Darren, it's been so hard to play against the likes of Burnley? I mean, last season, unreal. I think they're the only game at home that we drew. Like you said, Robertson scored in that one. Then we gave a late penalty away. And then this season, of course, they beat us at Anfield. So there's a lot of revenge at stake for this one, Daz.
Yeah, they're a low block team, a team that's very, very organised, disciplined, should just show great desire. And they're the type of team that on 90 minutes or in a cup final type of team they can grind out result. And Sean Dyche has them really, really drilled. And as I said, organised, a lot of grit, determination in that team, very physical team. And that's why we've struggled against them. And this season, we've struggled against the strugglers. That's been our downfall, really. I just thought West Brom the weekend, just gave us that bit more energy, bit more confidence, belief. We've a bit of momentum now because we've won a couple of games. That's our 3rd league win now in a row. Something that we struggled to do this season. Gone to Old Trafford, beat Southampton at home, which wasn't easy. And obviously gone to the Hawthorns. And this season, everything that's went against us, we've had no luck at all. And I'll go back to, we hadn't got a game in 2 weeks. We got 4 injuries.
To be fair, Alisson scoring in the last 10 seconds could be our first.
But that's what I was getting to. Yeah, that's been our new glimmer of hope at the right stage of the season. And then who else is producing the goods now? Right when we needed a hash struggle, Thiago and Trent, of course, is coming in because for most of the season as well, he struggled consistently, but. It's looking good for us at the moment. That bit of luck is changing for us, thankfully, and we just gotta get the win against Burnley, no matter how. Forget about performances, attitude, any of that. We just gotta go out and do everything we can and come away with those 3 points. And as I said, we've struggled before, but we need to put that behind now and just treat this like a final. There's 2 to go, as I said. And like, there's no reason why we shouldn't beat this. They're 17th in the league. We're where we actually we deserve to be. They're only on 39 points. They've only won 10 all season. They've lost 17. So we're a much better side than them. But the problem for us is turning up on the day and doing it over them 90 minutes. And maybe tomorrow I'd look at that game as first goal is crucial.
First goal will be crucial tomorrow, and I think whatever Liverpool player that scores our goal, hopefully, is the celebrations are going to be crazy, because we all know how much this game means now, considering that we have to win both games. Talk to me about what you think the difference that the 10,000 Burnley fans will make. We get 10,000 of our own at home on Sunday against Palace at Anfield. I will be there. I will be there speaking.
That's going to be brilliant.
To the lads before, during, and after the game. So I cannot wait to be putting out content on Sunday. Trust me, Diego, Crystal Palace, big fan. Afternoon all. Just been confirmed the Liverpool game will be Roy Hodgson's last game. The players will give him a send-off. I'm not sure if he'll get a great reception at Anfield, Diego, but amazing work from Palace in the last week or so. So Darren, will those 10,000 fans at Burnley tomorrow night put Liverpool off?
They shouldn't. We're too professional. The experience this team has had over the last couple of years. When you look at even going to over to the other side of the world, when we played we changed the squad around for a busy night at Birmingham at Villa. Then the next day, we've been to loads of places. We've had pressure. We've had intense moments where we've gone to the toughest of places at the toughest of times when there's been huge questions over this team. So it shouldn't be. No, I think, look, we just need to go out tomorrow, conduct ourselves well, express ourselves the right way, turn up on the day, have nothing else in sight but that 3 points, show that hunger, that aggression. If we do that, I've no doubt about it, we get the 3 points. I still, however, do think it's going to be a tough game, and we do got to get that first goal. And I'm sure we'll touch into it in a moment. There could be a possibility, because we're playing such an organised, drilled, physical team in Burnley, that we might have to change up the centre-back pairing, because we know Burnley are safe. They don't have a lot to play for. These players are not going to want to get injured now when it comes to the end of the season. But they also do want to beat Liverpool, and it's their last home game of the season in front of the fans. They're going to want to give them a bit of a send-off, because they've been trashed only recently, Friday night, against Leeds. They're such a strange side, because 2 weeks before that they beat Wolves away 4-0. They lose 4-0 at home. So you just don't know what you're going to get out of Burnley, and I suppose you don't know what you're going to get out of us as well. But of late, that bit of look has changed for us, and there's no reason not to be going and beating them tomorrow, fans or no fans.
No, listen, you're right. I think hopefully at Anfield we can create some kind of awkward atmosphere for Palace, but the game tomorrow, you're kind of looking at the injury news for both teams, and you're thinking this has got a close game written all over it, because for them, Dale Stevens out, Robbie Brady out, Phil Bardsley, Kevin Long apparently, Nick Pope is probably going to be out. The obviously goalkeeper who is going to be looking to get in the England squad for the Euros. That means Bailey Peacock Farrell, their second choice goalkeeper, will be coming in to try and end a run of 4 defeats in his 4 outings this season, which he scored 14 goals. Hopefully we can add to that. They are going to be looking to bring Ashley Barnes back in, who of course scored the winning goal in the reverse fixture at Anfield. The type of players that Burnley have up front, you know, the Woods, the Barnes, the Vidras, these guys, they not only love being physical. We've lost at Burnley before due to, I think it was Andre Gray back in 2016 being super physical with us. And maybe we didn't deal with it that well. But once you've seen Phillips and Reece Williams deal with the likes of Cavani, Benzema, obviously we played against Southampton. He kept them guys mainly quiet. You look at the last game against West Brom, apart from the goal, again, were kept quiet, really, the strikers. Do you think Reece Williams and Nat Phillips is the combination that you would pick for Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes up top?
I'm 50-50 about it. I'm thinking, do you bring in Fabinho and put him beside Nat Phillips and bring Gini in midfield with Thiago and Shaq? But then also, I think we're getting the best out of Thiago with Fabinho in there, because you look at when Fabinho and Thiago play, I think we've won 5 out of 6 games and drew 1, so we're unbeaten. So do you really want to... look, Reece is a young lad. He was at Kidderminster. It's not his fault, as I said the other day. He is a bag of nerves at the best of times, but he's learned the trade and he's going to go on and have a great career. He's only at the turn of 20. I mean, a great career in terms of if he looks after himself, he can play consistently at a club and find his feet. somewhere with someone, but I'm not sure where the top level is for him. But I suppose, look, no matter what, that these players are good enough. Our starting 11 is better than Burnley starting 11. And when you weigh it down, I know it doesn't always go that way and you can't judge it by paper, but we got to be beaten them. As you said, there's a load of players out for Burnley. They've nothing to play for. If we have that great aggression, hunger turning up into the game, like we got to, like, whatever happened against West Brom or with Reece Williams before on the team, but I remember a lot of games, okay, he was at fault. But on the other end, we got to be finishing our chances. And we talk about sometimes needing looking football, and you do need that. It's a huge part of it. But you need to take your chances when you're given them. And for us, it's taken us 20-odd shots in games to probably score 2, max 3 goals. And it's just not cutthroat enough. It's not ruthless enough. And that's been our biggest downfall this season, because we've seen defensively Reece Williams and that at times playing really well together. Like, I thought against United was a great example of very compact, very composed, very professional in that game, kept it simple. So they're going to need to do something similar, I think, against Burnley, because Burnley will definitely identify that. Sean Dyche will be telling the lads you've just named that's going to be the weak link. So I don't know what I would do. Really, I'd probably a little bit favour maybe going for them, maybe just going for the 2 lads to bring Fabinho, Thiago and Gini in midfield. Because remember last season, Alex, midfield won us so many games last season, and it was, you know, and that can be very decisive. So I probably would go with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, so many things to look forward to next season, with the likes of Virgil coming back, Gomez hopefully getting really good rest during the Euros. But for these final 2 games, I do think we have to be very, very loyal to Nat Phillips and Reece Williams, who, let's be fair, Reece Williams wouldn't be playing if Kabak wasn't injured. Kabak wouldn't be playing if Matip wasn't injured, and it just goes on and on. So with the ones that we do have, the ones that we can put out, I think we have to trust them. We have to absolutely put everything behind them. The only thing I'm worried about, you saw how Robson Kanu, Big Sam obviously said to him, listen, you big lad, you go and stand next to Reece Williams, because he found him as the weak link. The only thing I'm thinking of now, they've got 2 there. It's not just 1 up front. Burnley play with 2 up front. So you've got Chris Wood on maybe Nat Phillips, but then you've got Ashley Barnes on Reece Williams. And when it becomes 2 against 2, that's when the likes of Dwight McNeil can come in from the outside, whipping crosses. I mean, to deal with 2 against 2, it's a different proposition. Ollie Long says, stick with Williams and Phillips for me. Diego says, my prediction tomorrow, Burnley 1, Liverpool 3, Trent to score, and Salah 2 for the Golden Boot. We will touch on that towards the end after our score prediction. But let's get into a lineup prediction. It's going to be quite simple, this one. Alisson, Trent, Reece, Nat Phillips, who, again, I'm not even going to show you who the wallpaper on my phone is, because you already know that. And Nat Phillips, for me, has been one of our top 5 players this season. I'm going to say it with my chest. Robertson at left back, obviously. And then in midfield, give me your midfield for tomorrow.
Fabinho, Thiago, Gini. Gini was rested the other day, and that indicates to me with 2 games to go, he's going to come in and play those 2. And it could be his final 2 games as well. So, I think Fab, Thiago, Gini. Sadly, you know, I don't want to see him go. We talk about who do you replace Gini with and how much money we're going to spend. It'd be cheaper just to give him a new deal. But I don't know whether that's a personal thing, whether he just wants to go and he wants a new challenge, because with due respect, you know, he's came to Liverpool, he's hadn't got much affiliation with the club, and he's come in and he's became a world-class player. He's evolved so much, and he's done his couple of seasons here. He's gave what he's gave to us. He's been very committed, loyal and passionate. So there's not going to be any sour grapes from to live, but obviously I would rather see him stay. But best of luck whatever he does, and hopefully he can't stay though. You just never know.
Hopefully, I mean, we'd love to be privy to these conversations around the contract transfer discussions, because there must be something going on that we're not quite aware of, because we can't really put our finger on it. Because from the outside, we're saying we love Ginny. Ginny loves us. He's been the captain. He's played every single game for pretty much the last 4 years. I think he's got the best win percentage ratio of any Liverpool player of all time, over 150 games.
He has, yeah.
So, like, you know, what's going on here? What's stopping us from just shaking hands and going, bosh, there's a 3-year deal?
The only thing I can think of is because he's getting that to the latter end of the age where he's at his best, is he wants to challenge elsewhere.
His best. So there has to become a stage at this stage of the season. Sorry to cut you in, but there has to become a point. during maybe August after the Euros where we go, listen, mate, I know you want, and this is what we're being led to believe, it's about him wanting more money. If it is that, which again, we're not sure it is, and I don't want to say a player is out for the money when they're not, and we don't know. But if it is about the money, we could say, look, I know you want to go to Barcelona, or I know there's been some flirting going on anyway. Realistically, they're coming third in the league. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to win the Champions League, I don't think, for the next 2 or 3 years, which really would be the end of Ginny's peak of his career. He's 30 now, I think.
Yeah.
It's one of them where you go, listen, you could go there and get a nice suntan and live a nice sunny life. But realistically, you're loved here. You're going to win more trophies here, and you're playing the best ever. Have a look at what happened to Coutinho. Have a look at what happened to Torres. Have a look at these players who have left Liverpool and wish they never did. That's what I would be saying as a last chance
and I think
of saloon.
At this stage is where Liverpool are at and where Barcelona at. He's only going to be going there to be putting out fires. You know, it's on fire there to be a firefighter. It's not the club of once was. We know Messi's going to go as well in the summer, so we know there's huge problems there financially and even on the pitch and the attraction.
They still owe us 50 mil.
They still owe us money with Coutinho. Yeah, so I'm not I wouldn't be pointing into just what. I don't know. Look, it might have been a dream come true, maybe. It is hard to say. We just can't put a finger in it, and it is probably just speculation. But I'd imagine all a couple of conversations, debates we've had around it, one of us would get it right with what's going on. It can't be too far-fetched, but it's just not good, is it, that he's going to go in the element of his career as well? No doubt about it.
Exactly. That's what I think. Whenever a player, whoever they are, leaves a club, at the peak of their powers, it's always going to be a sticky one. No one wants Ginny to go, so let's hope he can stay. Right, so just to confirm, then you're dropping Curtis Jones, who came in as maybe a wild card to substitute for Ginny, so he can rest for these 2 games. But Ginny, Fabinho, and Thiago, and then up front, I mean, I'm going to throw 2 names in there that are obvious, and those 2 names are Firmino and Salah.
Yeah.
For me, Mane, I don't know what it is. He's come out himself, Darren, only last week, and he said he's been to see a doctor or some kind of therapist who he asked the question, why am I playing this badly? So this is how serious he's taking the dip in form. He's actually trying to work out why this is happening. So for me, he doesn't play or doesn't start tomorrow night, but obviously a great player to bring off the bench.
Might be more effective coming off the bench than starting, but we've seen the little kind of joy he had at Klopp when he dropped him, didn't he, at Old Trafford? And I think that's good. You want to see that passion, but at the same time, when you are given a chance, then you got to make the most of it. And it's not a matter of he hasn't had the chances, he hasn't had the luck, because all that's come his way. He just hasn't converted. And he just, to me, a lot of this season has lacked that aggression and hunger that you always associate with Mane. No matter how good or bad he's playing, he always has that, and he's always looking to take on players, and he's coming back, defending, tackling. He's missing a lot of that stuff this season, and I don't know whether it is. I was on another podcast a while back there, and someone says that COVID has had a bit of an impact on him when he got it. I'm not sure how true that is, but again, I don't want to speculate and say it is or it isn't. I think so, I think so, but it just hasn't worked out for him this season, and I'm hoping it's just one of those seasons that, because it started off not too good for him, and then kind of in the middle of it was bad for him, and he had a couple of injuries and stuff, that he just needs to go back into reset mode, go back to pre-season and start all over again, and owes more next season, because he owes us so much, I think, because Klopp has been very loyal to him. He had a little bit of a wobble actually the last time we won at Burnley, remember, as well, when Salah didn't pass it to him. So I think that's all good passion. There's no doubt about it. He has the passion, and it's great to see from him, but you have to be doing it then when you're giving you a chance, and he hasn't done it, and he was very, very frustrating at West Brom on Sunday. But the only question is, Alex, is that with Jota out now, we know Origi's not up to it. Who do you bring in? There's no like for like. And if you do bring in someone and we don't get the result, there's questions straight away. Would you brought in Ox, you brought in Shaq, stick to the same system? So it's a lot to ponder in it, because it is a big cup final. So it's very debatable, this one, I think, especially with 2 finals left.
We've said Mo and Firmino up top. Firmino, obviously the captain in the last game in Ginny's absence. And I think that was down to him being the longest serving member of the team. I'm trying to think if anyone in that team against West Brom has been playing for Liverpool as long as Firmino has, which has been 6 years now.
Yeah,
I don't think that was right.
I think that as well comes down to Firmino. Whatever we think about him, I think we've discovered in the last 2 years he's not a number 9. Right, for me, he's a number 10. He's not that natural goal scorer. but work rate, attitude, discipline, commitment, he has all that. And I think that's a part of why he was given the captain's role. And I thought he'd done a great shift again. He leaves everything on the pitch. But his availability, Alex, is excellent. There's plenty of times where he could have, all right, I'm injured, I need a bit of time out and isn't available. Plenty of times. And I thought that might have happened to him, particularly at times this season when the going got really tough and he come under criticism. But he kept coming out smiling, having a right good go at it. And look, dividends are starting to pay off a bit. We've seen the 2 goals United. We've seen the other day he hits the bar. Should have probably done better. But he's that type of player that every team needs. You just need that type of lad that's going to be that bit more open-minded, positive, and show what you're made of. And he hasn't shied away, which is what I love.
No, listen, he's been a fantastic servant to Liverpool. And I said on Sky Sports yesterday that I might be in a small minority of fans that does think this 3 up front that we've got, they need another year together just until, the cycle naturally fades away. But so we've said Mo and Firmino up top. That means one space there, Darren, for another attacking player. Is it Shaq? Would you start Shaq on the left-hand side?
Yeah. He doesn't look...
Mane, yeah?
Well, again, it's a debatable one. I'm not so sure because when he came on against West Brom, Shaq, he was very rusty. He didn't look game sharp. And that's down to coming on the last couple of minutes, not having enough game time. Quality footballer, whatever's happened as well with Shaq, we won't really know. But he's struggled to get into that team. And times where we've been very limited to options, where we've had Henderson, Fabinho centre-back, he still hasn't got in. I'm not sure. There could be a shout for Ox to go in there. He's done well when he's come on in games. But again, how match fit, how sharp is he? Because you need someone to go in there and hit the ground running when given half a chance are going to test the keeper at least. So I probably the safe option is to go with Mane. But look, I mean, Shaq, he scored before at Burnley, hasn't he? Remember the ball down from Allison. So I don't know. Maybe he as the game, he grew into the game today and he came on at a good time. If you're going to bring these players on, you need to give them at least a half an hour or more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd agree with that. There's also shouts for the Ox to be made available from the bench, who again you could play on that left-hand side. He's another one. Ox, Origi, Keita. There's a few more that we could throw in there. This might be their last shout at Crystal Palace at Anfield on Sunday. We might be saying goodbye to a fair few names. Just quickly before we go, though, what's the score going to be tomorrow night at Turf Moor?
2-1. I think we win 2-1.
I'm going 2-1 as well.
Yeah, I think they'll score. But look, I'm hoping we just turn up and blow them away. And we're capable of doing that. Now that we've momentum, bit of confidence, we go for this 4 wins out of 4 in the league. I'm not actually sure how many we've won the last. I know we've won 3 in a row. Before that, we drew 2. But look,
I think it's 6 in 19.
Yeah, for us to be in with this show with 2 games to go, missing 4 centre-backs, all the problems, injuries, everything against us this season, so many genuine factors, it is unbelievable. And then what topped it off today was our goalkeeper coming up, literally last head of the game, not even going to say kick of the game, and wins it, and wins it with an unbelievable header as well, by the way. If anybody scores that, Shearer, Andy Carroll in that prime.
That's what I said, bro. That's what I said.
You did actually,
Jamie going for a 2-0 win. Bobby Firmino and Mo Salah to score the goals. And I think there's another prediction here, 3-1 to Liverpool from Diego. So Liverpool expected to win this one. Of course, we're going to have to deal with 2 very physical strikers. We're going to have to deal with 10,000 aggressive fans at Burnley. We're going to have to deal with all of these things. But if we can't deal with these things, then we don't deserve to be in the Champions League next season. This really is a test of character, test of experience. We've been there and done it. Can we finish the line? Can we go past the line in 4th place? That is the key question. All will be revealed by 6:30 this Sunday. So what a week we have in store for the Premier League. Unbelievable stuff. Darren, thank you so much for coming on, mate.
Cheers,
really
bro.
appreciate it. We will see you again. What's the day now?
Tuesday, tomorrow.
We'll see you Tuesday now. So I guess we'll see you. Do you know what? On Sunday, because like I said, we're going to be outside Anfield, we're going to have real fans. What I'd like to do, if it is possible, because a lot of people have said, what about Darren? What about Doyle? What about James when you go back to the game? My plan is to do the real fans there and then, but also set up the laptop outside Anfield so I can kind of interview you from outside the stadium. That's the plan anyway. Please, guys, smash the likes, subscribe if you haven't already. Big, big, big game tomorrow. we'll see Darren after the fan cam, after the game tomorrow on the fan cams, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Darren, we'll
Yeah.
see you tomorrow, fella. Good man.
Take care,
Thank you
bro.
very
Take care. All the best.
Right, there you go from the horse's mouth. Darren reckons it's a 2-1 win to Liverpool tomorrow. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Big up to Diego for locking in. I live 15 minutes away from Anfield, so I try and come down. Jamie, get down there on Sunday. I want to see you. If anyone who I've had on the channel before who comments wants to be on the Kop TV this Sunday, make your way down to Anfield. I'll even buy you a pint. Maybe not Jamie. He looks quite young, to be fair. But the likes of Welford, the likes of Jamie, the likes of James Redmond, we're going to be doing a lot of content with him when I move to Liverpool in July. If you didn't know that, that is true that I am moving to Liverpool. But yes, big one tomorrow night at Turf Moor. Be sure to be back here after full time. It's going off. Take care. All the best. In a bit. Yeah.
Whoa. Just before you go,
don't forget, give us a like, drop us a comment and subscribe to the Kop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.